Hi, my
Why isn't
voice.
the status report of the branded cities?
I'm watching this, but I didn't get to go today.
Enforcement of business licenses is generating revenue. If only Councilwoman
But I
West
figured
would become compliant too.
I'll just
Why
stay
isn't
here
cannabis mentioned?
and
Last we heard, the city was going to do a community survey, but the
work
council
some
majority
stuff
seems
out.
completely closed off to the idea of generating at least $1 to $2 million annual revenue by allowing dispensaries. Item 5.1: Why does it take 2 months for this
I've been
council to appoint
multitasking right
replacement
now.
members to the foundation, hindering the board's progress? Appointing members that don't really want to serve is unacceptable. The foundation needs to amend their poorly written bylaws, thank you, Christian, and become truly autonomous, removing the city council's involvement entirely from the organization, allowing them to fill their own vacancies, etc. Item 5.4: My birthday is July 14th, and on July 10th, one of the council meetings dates, I have tickets to see the Rolling Stones, so I'm good with that one. Item 5.5: I suspect some on this council have no clue what a great asset WAGS is to our community. Look around the county. You won't find a better animal
WAGS
control
is,
shelter vendor, not to mention the many positive ways
It's taking advantage
that
of
WAGS
people.
gives back to
WAGS
this
is,
community. Approve this amendment or the
they're always
backlash
having
will be
problems with
swift and
WAGS.
fierce.
It's
Item
a corruption
5.6: Why aren't the
shit.
SWOT analysis weaknesses and threats included in the staff report? Only accomplishments. I hope the matrix is updated regularly. Item 6.1: Catching up with technology, finally, but as a reminder, unredacted copies of FPPC filings must be provided upon request. Item 7.1: I want to thank and commemorate the late Craig Mandeville and veteran Bob Harrison for all of their hard work on this item. It's great to see it finally going in.
This is
Items
what I
2
got.
and 8,
Colin,
oral communications.
I have this.
Mayor
I'm
Wynn.
going to
The stark contrast of how
make
Vice
some
Mayor Ho
t-shirts
ran
for
the
you.
meeting when you
And
were
I have a
absent
little
versus when you
saying. I have a
run them
song.
is astounding.
The,
You missed your AB 123
Hey,
report
Alexa,
from the City Leaders Summit
turn that
about how
on, please.
other mayors and councils do
have
not
a
argue
song.
with or attempt to intimidate members of the public from the dais like you and your two cohorts do. New rule. If someone wants to leave the dais, they must be recognized by the mayor to request permission and state the reason for their leaving and how long they expect to be gone.
Then I found
Other
this
legislative
shirt.
bodies have this rule, and it's a good one. I don't
My
know what the appropriate
apologies
time
to
is to speak
anyone.
on the walked-on closed session
I've not offended
agenda
yet.
item, but I
I
guess
will
I'll do
get
it
to
now.
you eventually.
I don't know what it is, but I can't help but connect the dots that after you came out of closed session, you're adding a case of potential litigation.
So I'm not sure,
and I can
but
only
I have.
imagine what that
I
might be,
made Jane
but I hope
Fonda. This one's
we'll
for
learn more later.
an iron-on. So I'm gonna iron it on. I'm not sure if I should do it on my back
Mayor,
or in the front.
Mayor, I have no further speaker cards.
All right, thank you very much. Next is consent calendar.
So that's what I'll
All
be doing.
matters listed under the consent calendars are considered routine and may be approved by a single motion, followed by a roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless members of the City Council or staff request that specific items be removed from the consent calendar for separate action or discussion.
I might
I
have
would like to
that.
entertain if there is a motion
Have
to
it like
approve.
that. Like.
Or if there is any item need to
Okay.
be approved. Motion to
So
approve.
I was trying to plan this out.
All right, we have motion and second on the floor.
Okay, I
to
was trying to
approve
plan
the
this
entire
out so I could
consent
go to the
calendar.
meeting today.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a motion made by Councilmember Monzo, seconded by Vice Mayor Ho. This is to approve the consent calendar as presented. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Councilwoman Fan West, yes.
Councilmember Monzo.
Yes.
Councilmember Wynn.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho.
Yes.
And Mayor Wynn.
Yes,
Motion carried 5-0.
thank you. Next is the public hearings. Anyone wishing to speak on an open public hearing may speak in person. Speakers during public hearing comments will each have 3 minutes to speak on each public hearing item, which we have only one today. Any person wishing to address the City Council in person should complete a green speaker slip that is provided at the entrance to the council's chambers and submit the card.
So anyways,
to
I
the
was
city
planning
clerk.
to
When your name is called,
do all that
please
today,
step to the podium
go to the
at
meeting
that
today.
time and state your name and the city of residence optional for the record. So, Madam Clerk, go ahead and call. Wait, hold on for a minute. I would like to ask for staff report. Please.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor,
Today
Vice
is May
Mayor,
8th.
and Council
Today
members.
is
This is the public
5:08.
hearing for the weed abatement program for spring 2024. According to the California Government Code, Public Works Department manage the weed and debris abatement from the vacant property in the city. We implement the program twice a year in spring and fall. The other quarters of summer and winter, Public Works staff send out the remind letters to the vacant property owners.
Get some
Currently, we have 20 vacant
t-shirts
lots
made
on
and
the
get some
list.
flyers made.
On March 5th, staff sent out a reminding letters to these property owners, reminding them to clean their lots prior to the inspection on April 12th. So out of 20 vacant property, there was
And then
5
I'm gonna go
property
ahead to the beach.
not clean at the time of the
I don't know
inspection.
when.
So staff did another inspection
Hopefully the
earlier
end
this
of the
week
month.
and submitted late communications to
but
update the resolution.
I'm-
So I'm happy to report that as of today, all property has been in compliance with the requirement.
Yeah,
So that
like
conclude my staff report. I'm available to answer any question.
All right.
the last
next is
meeting
comments
took so much
or
energy
presentation from
out
the
of
applicant,
me.
and I,
I'm
assume that
still
that's this
recovering
evening,
off
so,
of that usually.
So we can move on to
Oh
mayor
my!
and city
I
council
went to
questions for
meetings
staff.
like back to back,
Any of you have any questions?
and
Just, thank you, Mayor. I just have a comment, and then maybe this is something that
I
for
still
future agenda is, if I understand, you do have a list of the addresses or repeat
these people
repeat
they just
violators,
want
repeat
to
offenders. Is that correct?
like Russell Mean even
list
told me,
of
he goes,
What
don't even
addresses
this
that they're
this they still
continuously
just
in violation
they know what you're
of this
doing,
code?
they don't
We do
like
have
it,
the
they don't
list
like
of,
you.
Vacant
Just
property
stand
that's
tall.
on the list
We
for a
did
long
everything
time.
for you.
And if I remember
Like
correctly, it's about
he's
probably
saying,
about 10 properties.
not just me. He's saying like
Every
all
single
the
time we do
Native
the weed
Americans
abatement
that are
program,
fighting.
we send out letters,
Everybody that's
and they
fighting
do
for
actually
justice.
comply,
Everybody's fighting. Even
whether
Queen
before
Britney
the inspection
Spears,
that we
the
specify in the
celebrities
letter, or
that
that will meet
are
the deadline
stuck
when
in
we
the
send out the
Hollywood
second letter.
bullshit.
And some of those
There
are repeat,
is a
that
curse
they don't
out
comply.
there.
Are they repeat offenders?
They comply at the end, prior to our deadline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
Thank you.
next,
Blood money.
any comments from
You keep
anyone?
using blood money. Where's this money
Alright,
coming from? It's
if
coming
not,
from the children. Stop using
We
it.
can move to public comments. City Clerk, do we have anybody sign up for this?
I do, Mayor. Terry Raines.
But you mean you
Good evening.
told
Some of
me.
these comments you've heard me present at previous weed abatement
No,
public
Jesus.
hearings. Again, why are only vacant properties
like,
targeted
Jesus
under this
is
program
us.
when in
Jesus
fact the
is
relative
like-
government code and city
he's like,
ordinance
I
code do
did all
not limit
that
this
shit
program
so
to
you
just
didn't have
vacant
to
lots.
suffer.
There are numerous properties in our
But
city both
I-
vacant and occupied with serious weed and rubbish
Even my
issues
dad
as
said the
defined under
same
Chapter
thing. He
13,
goes, I
Article
did
2
that
of
to
the
you,
California
Lucifer,
Government
and
Code,
now he's
commencing with
with
Section
Russell. It's like, that is
389560
beautiful.
that never gets cited. It seems as though staff just revisits the same previously targeted vacant lots over and over, never looking anywhere
It
else.
breaks
Why not
my
present to the
heart.
council the full list of notice properties for reference in the staff
Knowing
report,
that
even though the
Russell
properties that were cleaned up
was
are not
so
a
close.
formal part of the public hearing.
He did not
Former
see his
Councilman
people,
Sergio
my
Contreras asked back in
people,
2019 for the formal weed
be
abatement process to
free.
be done 4 times a year versus
Well,
twice.
I get that
Staff's response
chance.
was it would be too much work to undergo the
He's
formal process
saying,
more than twice a
yeah,
year,
but
but they said they would continue to
I've
use
gotta
code
work
enforcement
on
and the
it.
community preservation unit to address these issues on a
Because
more
these
regular basis,
people
but that plan is
that
not
have
working.
an oath,
Some areas
like
in the
Amy
city seem
West,
to be
like these
targeted
people of
frequently, while
God,
others
and
are
when they
completely
pray to
ignored.
Jesus,
The
they're
number of
actually
unkept
wishing
properties in the
for
city continues to grow,
genocide.
creating extreme blight
Because
and
they go,
potential
oh,
safety
you're not people
hazards,
like my mom.
lowering our
She
property
thinks
values
whatever
and
I'm doing
reducing
is
private
very
ownership
evil.
in our city.
Whatever I'm doing
Let's
is
all
voodoo,
put in a
witch
concentrated
stuff,
effort to clean
devilish
up our
stuff.
city and not just on Earth Day. Many cities hold pride and beautification events throughout the year where volunteers
My
along
heart
with support
hurts
from the
right
city
now,
come
really
together to
bad.
clean up their city. Some are part of the Unite for Cities initiative, which brings together businesses, residents, schools, service groups, and the faith community to improve their cities. I
Faith
realize these
community.
comments are broad in nature, not
Oh,
specific
look
to
at-
any properties listed on the agenda report, but I'm trying to be a part of the solution by offering input and ideas on ways we can improve
She's the problem.
our city related
She
to this
is
item.
the fucking
I
problem.
do question the legality.
So anyways, this
or
was at
briefness
Walmart,
of the
over
late
here
communications
in,
memo. I guess there's
Long
2 of
Beach.
them, apparently, removing 4 of the 5 initially. I guess all 5 now
This
listed
is
on
a
Exhibit
church,
A in the, with the
the one
resolution.
nation
One
under
of these
God.
properties
There's
belongs
nothing
to
possible
Vice
for
Mayor
God.
Ho, who did
reaching
assure me
out to the
property had
homeless.
already been cleaned up, and that's
So he
probably the
wants
case
to
with the other
donation. He
3
wants
or 4
donations,
too.
wants money. And I go, well,
But
where's
this
the
was a
money going
legally
for? He was
noticed
like,
public hearing. Staff should not have revised
it
the
goes to
resolution behind
food,
closed doors.
shelter, like
Instead,
whatever
staff
you
should have
need. He goes,
presented the
but all we
revisions
ask
orally
is if you
during
go to
the
church, you
staff
have to go
report,
to
and then
church with
council
us.
could formally
And
accept
I'm
and
like,
incorporate the
ooh,
changes into the
yeah,
document prior to commencing the public
no.
hearing.
He goes, I'm like, you
One of the
have to go. He
properties
goes, yeah, you
belongs-
have to go,
oh, I
or
already
we don't
said
help
that.
you. I'm like,
Sorry.
yeah, that's fine.
So
Then there's
it's
another
basically
one
a
right next to
procedural
it,
thing.
and this was
I understand that, the properties did end up cleaning
Salvation
up.
Army,
And
supposedly.
you just went out and did a more recent
The
inspection.
missionary church
But when you notice a public hearing
of disciples
and
of
people
Jesus
go and
Christ,
read the
they're
documents
back to
related
back.
that
They're
public
like
hearing,
next
they're
to
gonna
each
come
other.
prepared
And
to
I
speak
asked him, like,
on
oh, you have a
that
flyer? And he's
accordingly.
like, oh, yeah, I do actually
While
have a
I'm
flyer.
glad
So he
that
gave
it's
me a
down to
flyer.
S0 because I didn't
This
catch
one.
the
And then the other one had a
second
flyer, and she's like, don't worry,
meeting,
no, you
memo.
No, you don't.
It's great news. I just don't think it's good to do it the way it
What
was
you
done.
can buy with $1, a
Prefer that
gallon
it
of
be done
milk,
in
a pair of
public,
shoes, a
and
meal,
the
a
council have that
t-shirt.
information before we
What
commence
can
the
you do with
public hearing
$1?
out loud,
Help feed the
publicly. Thank you.
homeless. Help a young one out of drugs. Help build a church.
I have no further
Help
speakers.
preach the gospel.
Thank you very much. Next is
That's
I would
money.
like to call
That
for
is
mayor's and council member discussion
devil.
and
That's
take
what you
action for
guys
this.
do. That's your
For that,
God.
I will
Don't
move to
touch it.
approve as recommended.
Mother Earth.
Second it, but I have a question, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead.
Maya people, Native,
yes, I
Native
wanna,
Americans, indigenous
echo
people
on
didn't have that.
comments
We
from
had
Ms.
water.
Raines.
When
And
people
this is
came
one
here,
of
they
the-
were
and
asking
I've
for
made
gold.
mention to this
What is gold?
to,
That's what I remember. They were saying gold.
and I've reported a lot of these
That will haunt me because there was no gold. They kept saying like gold. What makes like rich, healthy, feeding, like what makes you happy, and they're showing us like food.
Is like what is really being done about that.
They're showing us
It's
all
the
the
same
like
properties,
things
same
that will make
corridors
us good inside,
over
and that was
over
Mother
again.
Earth.
It never gets fixed.
Even
What are we
diamonds,
doing?
gems, rocks, stones.
Thank you, Councilman Manzo. I think
In other
for those
countries,
properties, we
it's
can
blood.
report it to
It's
CPU,
blood
which
money.
myself,
So when
actually driving
whatever
around
we're
and
buying
see those,
here,
property, I
diamond,
reported to
whatever diamond
CPU
we're
as well.
buying here, yeah, it's pretty and
Actually
fancy.
emailed,
But over there,
CPU
it's blood to
twice
somebody else.
this week, and also
So
code enforcement and
we're-
MVP cleared out who's going to be taking care of that. So CPU is the one who do.
You go to
and they have the
Walmart
enforcement,
and you see disabled
authority.
people
They can send out
working
letters
in
with
freaking
fines. With us, we don't have that
the
authority.
handicapped people
No,
working
thank you
in
for answering the
Walmart.
question. I know this is not your
They shouldn't be
department. so,
working. They should
thank
be
you
out
for
with their
answering the
family,
question.
enjoying
This
their
is more a
family.
question for
We have
city
people
manager.
trying to fight for
So we need to keep an eye on that,
medical,
make sure that
right,
we
the
stay
right
on
hair,
top of that.
the right
So
medical
that's what I
care,
got. Thank you.
and we can't even get that. The veterans can't even
We
get
have
that. There's
motion and
homeless
second on the
veterans.
floor.
I have a motion
And
made
yet
by
these
Mayor Nguyen
people
and second
are,
made by
these
Councilmember
Vietnamese
Monzo. This is to
veterans
overrule
are
any
having
objections
parties.
received at the subject public hearing for the abatement of the weeds and adopt a resolution entitled "A Resolution of the Mayor
You're
and City
talking
Council
about
of the
more
City of
homeless people?
Westminster,
I mean, you're talking
California,
about-
determining and declaring that certain
Okay,
weeds are
for
growing
instance,
upon certain streets, sidewalks,
there
parkways,
is
and private
a,
property in the City of Westminster, and rubbish and refuse have been deposited
a
upon
weed
sidewalks, parkways,
dispensary
and private property in the city.
on the
and
corner
same are
of,
a public nuisance, ordering and directing the city manager to have said weeds destroyed and to have
Norwalk
rubbish and
and
refuse
Wardlow.
removed as required by law. I'm going to call
in
roll.
that place,
Councilwoman Van West,
Fan West, yes.
Councilmember
it's too
Monzo,
much taxes.
Yes.
It's not worth it.
Councilmember Nguyen,
It's not
Vice
worth
Mayor
it.
Ho,
Yes.
and Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
You have to have
Next is
something
public hearing item 4.2.
You have to get rid of these
adoption
people
final,
for
fiscal
you.
year for 2024,
That's the only way to
2025
work.
annual
Because these
action
people are the
plan
ones that
for
are the
community
reason why the
development,
city went to shit.
block
I
grant
can't
and
move on to
home
anything else
investment,
because of
partnership
my
act
ancestors and the way I'm coming
program,
from
federal
and
funds.
who I am.
May I ask for
This
stop
city
report,
needs to
please?
take responsibility for genocide.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members. My name is Michael San. I'm the housing specialist, and tonight's public hearing is regarding the
They all know
adoption
each other.
of
They
fiscal year
all-
2024, 2025.
If you notice,
annual
there's
action plan.
nobody there. There's nobody there at these
Here's
city
a brief
meetings. There's
overview
nobody
of
there
our annual action
for a
plan
reason.
schedule.
They keep
At the
it
February
hidden, secret.
28th public hearing, the city staff conducted a first public hearing regarding community needs and priorities, which
So from now on, I think I am gonna
community
do
input
this.
in regards to how the city should be allocating CDBG and home funds for the upcoming fiscal year.
Right
On
here
March
hurts.
27th,
My
a
eye,
draft
Kinda
for
feels
the
like a
fiscal year
sinus pressure.
2024-2025 annual action plan was initiated to open a required 30-day public review
No, when
period.
I'm there,
And tonight's public hearing
It's very
is the second
overwhelming, and
public
I
hearing
get
to
like
adopt the
frustrated.
fiscal year 2024.
So sometimes I do have to
2025
write
annual
notes, and I'll
action
forget
plan,
notes.
as required by HUD, and before
But this is why Britney Spears is not
the
free.
city submits it to HUD for review and approval
And
by the May
Beyonce
17th deadline.
and there's other kids too.
And as a reminder, the 2020-2025 consolidated
So if you have the
plan
last
lists
name
out
Fox,
priority
I
needs
think
and
you're
goals, which was
guaranteed.
adopted by the city council and also reviewed by HUD.
Yeah, you.
And on the
I'm
left-hand side of
on
the
Erie.
table,
If you have the last
you'll
name
see
Fox.
the priority needs
Um.
and goals that were first identified as
So
part
there
of the
is a
5-year
couple
plan.
foxes in the
Every city that receives
reports.
direct
I
funding
know
from
this for a
HUD
fact
is
because it's in my
required
brother's
to
reports.
prepare and submit to HUD a 5-year
When he was
plan,
taken
which
away
lists
from
out
my
priority
house.
needs and goals that will be
Now,
accomplished over the 5-year
when I was
period.
trying to look for family
On the right-hand side,
in
the city is required
middle
to
school, I was trying to
submit
find my
a
family,
annual
and I
action
found
plan
out,
that serves
my mom
as
was saying
the
that I had
application and
a cousin
implementation
that
plan
worked at
that
Johnson
addresses
Middle
the
School.
priority needs and
So
goals
I'm
of the
like,
5-year
that's so
plan.
cool, you know. Like I have teachers working. I have family now, so now I was on the hunt
Is a
for
list
looking
of
for my family
activities and programs
in
that are being
Westminster.
proposed for the upcoming fiscal year.
They
I
don't
do
like
want to note at the
Mexicans,
time
so
of writing the staff report,
yeah,
the
just
CDBG home amounts
they
are
booked
only
it.
estimates. And with
As
that,
a poor
the
mini,
staff recommends that the mayor and city council approve the final
my
fiscal year
mom wouldn't even tell me about her
2024-2025
side.
annual
I know
action
there's a
plan.
Shirley.
Authorize the city manager to execute the documents required for submission of CDBG and home funding approval
I don't know much
to HUD
of
for
my mom's
review and
side.
approval. Authorize staff to make changes to funding allocations once the final
But I do
2024
know my
CDBG and home
grandma, my
allocations are announced by
Grammy is
HUD.
coming in with some.
And as a additional recommended action that was not identified in the staff report, city staff is also recommending to allocate any project savings from the fiscal year 2023-2024 street improvements to fiscal year 2024-25 street improvements. And that
Yeah.
concludes my presentation.
For my
and
uncle,
I'm available
like my
to
Uncle
answer any
Scott,
questions you might have.
it's like this is how
Thank you very
stupid my
much.
mom is.
Council members, for a question for staff.
My cousin Lauren's mom
Hearing
had her
none,
when she was 12.
Let me open for public comment.
Like
Our only speaker is Terry
you
Reeves.
can't. 16 is fucking young, but 12, like you can't, Mom. You couldn't really tell between a 12 and a 16-year-old.
Hello, thank you for the opportunity to provide input regarding the
My
fiscal year
mom let
24-25 annual
adults
action
touch
plan.
me.
Lest we forget,
All
Councilmember
for
West
money.
voted no to accept these funds last year.
I don't know where my
Ignorant or
kids
stupid, you
are,
decide. The
and
mission
these
should always be to
people
serve
that
our
were
most
around my
vulnerable
mom
residents. Not sure
as
why, but the
younger.
estimated CDBG carryover amount changed a lot since
Michelle
the first hearing in February from
Castro, my sister
207,932
Stephanie
to
Kwame.
252,730 in March's presentation to now 288,158, indicating that even less spending
This
of these
has
funds in
been
the current
happening.
year.
That these
I will
kids
suggest
will
again
go
that
and
staff provide
marry
the council with a
older men
comprehensive
for sugar daddy
analysis
reasons. To
of the
get
funds carried over year to year for
money, to get
CDBG and home
something. Then
funds,
they'll
and provide
use
the
kids.
historical
Then they'll
use
get
of these funds going back a few years,
these
especially
kids,
since this is the last year of the 5-year
teenagers.
plan.
When
The
they
city
get
used to
older,
prove
it's
that we
the
were getting
same
the biggest
fucking
bang for our
cycle. My
CDBG
son.
buck and allocating
Now they're
almost
fucking like, I
200,000
know
code
they're fucking.
enforcement through the Neighborhood Pride program because I
It's
just don't see it. In the
disgusting.
past, the city hasn't
So
even
now I'm gonna have
utilized
to
the
just
programs approved in the plan, which is also
ride
tragic. The purpose of this
this
report and the
wave, and
funding
I
is
do
to
not want
benefit
to
our
live
community
like
by
this. I
addressing
don't
some
want to
of
watch
our
my
more
kids
serious
or my
issues.
grandkids getting
It is
raped
not just about
by
putting
the
something
same
pretty
people that
down
were
on
trying to
paper
rape me.
and
Dan
submitting it.
Escamilla.
The city estimates that we will have substantially less home funds this year versus last year because we allocated last year a full carryover amount of $2 million to the project at 141.
I hope you saw the cemetery video
Even
that
more
I
significantly than
went to your mom's
CDBG funds,
grave,
the
and it
carryover
was
amount for
dirty
home
as
funds
fuck. I cleaned it up.
changed substantially from
That's disgusting to
$181,405
me.
as reported in February and March to now $529,043
But here it is. Here's
with
my
no
mom giving me
explanation
this shit.
as to why the spending in this current year
Took
is
away my
estimated to
fucking
be so
kids.
much
So
lower.
you're
There
just
is a big
gonna
problem committing funds to the alleged
gonna rip you a new
affordable
one.
housing projects because most of these projects are not truly affordable for extremely low or acutely low income residents. Affordable housing is defined in state and federal law as not
I
more
will
than
not stand for that.
up to, in other words, 30% of your income.
I still have to
Where
heal
are
from
the
that. How do I
units in
heal?
our
How do
acutely low
I heal?
income
I need
for
my
our
kids.
acutely low income seniors with less than 15 to 30% of the AMI? These funds should be applied to a truly affordable housing development for extremely low and acutely low income seniors, where the rent would be set at just 30% of
She's
their
the problem.
income. You know, we throw millions into housing the homeless, which represent less than 300 residents
Where?
here, but
It's
we
a lie.
leave our
Where?
poverty-stricken, tax-paying seniors out in
Where?
the cold. Literally.
You're lying.
The Milton Manor project will
There was
not
no
fix
help in
this.
the beginning. There was
Their
no help. There was
rents will
never
not
help.
be set at 30% of each tenant's income.
So she's just
So do
seeing
better,
it, but
Westminster.
she's just
Point of
hearing
order,
this, and
on
she's
the
seeing
agenda,
the
there
thing, but
is
she's
no
not going
second-rate
outside.
communication
She's
on the
just
prior public
online.
hearing item.
That's all it is.
So,
She's
on
not
the
really
agenda. So I just
actually
wanted to note
out in
that.
the
Thank you.
field. She's behind the computer. All these
That
people that are
concludes our
fucking complaining,
public hearing
they're
for this
actually
item.
behind the computer.
Thank you. I would like to close for public comments, and at this time, I would like to entertain if there's a motion from the council for that.
She's part of the problem.
Yes, I motion to approve.
They're stuck in their own fucking.
Motion is.
I know they're trying to get out. They're trying to get out. These people
Thank
are
you,
like,
Mayor. I have
no.
a motion made by Councilwoman Fan West,
Amy
seconded
West
by
knows
Councilmember
exactly what they're
Monzo.
doing.
This is to approve the final fiscal year 2024-2025 annual action plan and authorize the city manager to execute the documents required for
This is
submission
how
of
P. Diddy got
CDBG
away
and
with
home
his
funding
bullshit, is
approval
because
to the United
this is the
States
United
Department of
States
Housing
military.
and Urban Development for review and approval, and authorize staff to make changes to funding
There's a human
allocations
sex trafficking
once the
going
final
on
2024
right there.
CDBG and home allocations are announced by HUD, and
If your kids
allocate
go
any
to the
project
Los
savings from
Alamos
fiscal year
training base right there, that
2023-2024
Starburst,
street
the
improvements to fiscal
academy,
year 24-25
that's human sex
street
trafficking.
improvements. I'm going to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West,
Fan West, aye.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
and Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
5-0 motion carried.
Next is regular business, and item 5.1, appointment to Westminster Community Foundation. The first one is from Councilmember Nam Kwan Win, appointee, and the next one is going to be Mayor Chi Charlie Win, appointee. So first, Councilmember Win.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I still in the talk with one of my nominate. Okay, nominee me. Okay, but I would like to defer it to the next meeting.
Okay. As for me, first of all, before I nominate the next appointee, I'd like to thank Mr. Thomas Nguyen for his dedication, his effort, being in the team at the beginning, and because of the family commitment, he no longer can support or help with the team, so he asked to resign from the committee. And the next one that the next appointee that I would like to appoint is Mr. Tien Chu. CHU is the last name, first name is TIEN. So with that, with Councilmember Nguyen, deferred it to next meeting. And for my appointee, I would like to ask, I will make a motion to approve. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Okay, second by Councilmember West. Roll call vote, please.
Thank you. I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilwoman Fan West. This is to defer Councilmember Nguyen's appointee to the next meeting and to appoint Tien Chu as Mayor Nguyen's appointee to the Westminster Community Foundation to fill the unscheduled vacancy for a term ending January 2026. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West,
Fan West, aye.
Councilmember Monzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Nguyen,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Ho,
Yes.
and Mayor Nguyen.
Yes.
Motion carried 5-0.
5.2, allocation of funds for purchasing two grant
Looking
fund,
back on the longest day,
for
my ancestors want to
F-150
say,
Lightning electric pickup trucks.
we are not the
ask
only
for a
ones
report
that
from
are involved in
the,
war. Animals are involved in war. Animals
Thank you, Mayor.
are also victims of war.
Back in October 2023,
the
there's
sea
a call
life.
for a grant from
The
the
animals
Office of
understand
Energy
what's going
Efficient
on, and they don't like
Conservation
it.
Block Grant,
They're
short
asking
for
us to stop, and
EECBG.
we're not listening.
They are
So
asking
they
the city
are
to submit
also
applications
very heavily
for
protected
title
by the
project that
universe. You fuck with
leaning
them,
toward
and they'll
energy
be
saving and energy efficient.
karma
If you
to
remember
pay.
back probably about 10 years ago, they have the
Just
same
like
grant for us, and that's where we start changing the
you put
LEDs,
out
traffic signal lightings,
food for the birds,
you know,
you put out food
the energy
for the
efficient
insects,
lights
or
at
you
the City Hall and
clean
different
a
buildings.
space,
So this is the second round or the next round that they
you
put out. So they allocated
think
for the
of
City of
all
Westminster
living
about
things,
$140,000.
and you
And
will
looking
be
to the amount and the
respected.
type of project
You
that they
watch where you
awarding,
step,
we selected
because
to
everywhere you
apply
step
for
has
2
some kind of
electric
life.
truck to serve the underserved, disadvantaged
So
area.
just like a bug on the floor,
So and which,
we're no different. Someone
and
else will
recently
do the
we
same fucking thing.
successfully received their approval for that
Just
project.
know,
And
when's
in
your,
order to
how are
meet
you
the
gonna leave your
future,
last day?
or
Are you
actually
gonna
the
leave your
requirement
last
from the
day
state to
happy,
have
or
the
you're
clean,
gonna leave your
they
last
call it
day sad?
fleet,
And I'm not gonna
clean
leave
fleet
my
EV
last day with these
commercial
motherfuckers that are
mandate
trying to
from
take me
the
down.
state.
Fuck
We had
no.
to start looking to purchasing the electric vehicles, and those are very hard to get them. So with this one,
I
we
was
tried to
thinking
piggyback
of,
with the City of
I have a
Ontario, which they just
sweatshirt,
put it
and I
out
was
last
thinking
year,
of
and each one
making
roughly
these like
about, I would say,
collages.
$75,000. And the Transwest Truck Center, they're willing to honor the same bid that they provided to City of Ontario. So staff recommended the City Council approve the purchasing of the purchase, so we can get the reimbursement from the EECBG in the amount of $140,000.
That's
Thank you
sad.
very much, and I don't see any problem with this, but
This
staff
is
can,
just,
council can always ask the question, but I move to approve.
this was all for
I have
nothing.
a question, Jake.
Yes.
So with this grant, is it specifically for only
Because people are
electric
still
cars?
trying to
I mean,
get,
are you able to put it toward other things? Are there options
So-
with this grant?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's several options that might remember on top of my head is charging stations, which we
The
do
Trojan
have
War,
at
they
several
were talking about the
locations.
Trojan War too.
Solar panels, solar panels, which are very costly for the amount that they allocated to Westminster, only
we shouldn't be
$140,000. So you
doing
cannot do
solar
anything
right now
much.
because
So
there's a
that with the amount
solar
that they allocated, you kind of narrowed down to how many
storm
things you can
going
do
on.
to
So
gear toward
whatever
the energy
solar
saving, and it had to be
bullshit you're gonna buy,
serving for the
it's not gonna
disadvantaged
last. It's
and,
gonna,
and low
it's
income
not gonna
area as
last.
well.
So
Okay,
there
so
has
with
to,
the
you're,
charging station, how much do you think that would be if you were going to put that money toward a charging station for the low income people,
why?
disadvantaged area?
Well, right now the charging station still had to be charged, and you have to have facilities to house them. We do have several locations, for example, right
It doesn't
behind
make
the community
sense.
services center in the PD parking structure. We have those charging stations there as well already. The charging station is require
So
more, I would say,
the
control environment than just leave it out on the
City of
street,
LA
because it can
is
be
routing
vandalized,
all these
and
little
it's not
cities
efficient
out.
if it's
So now
not,
the little cities are also
be-
routing out LA.
not maintained, but I would say been ready to serve the people. So
Because they're like, oh, we
looking
don't
at
have
that
funding, we don't have
infrastructure
this
and
and
looking
that,
at
but
the
it's also
cost,
the city
and
is
we
supposed
said
to
it
be
make more sense
responsible
for us
to where
because the
that
cities
goes.
will have to
The
mandate
city
it to meet the
has a
state law by
responsibility to
purchasing
not spend,
more
but to
zero
get
emission
money.
vehicles.
But they're spending money on bullshit that they don't need to spend.
I
And
guess
so you
with
can
the
clearly
charging
see where the
station,
money's
would
getting spent on.
$140,000.
So now that has broken because of this whole prophecy, because of where it was going at,
You need more
there
than
was
that.
never, they keep
number one, we
praying
need more than
to
that.
a
Number
Jesus and a
two
God
is
that never
location. Number
was.
three
You came
is
to
it's
America
not for free.
that
It's-
already
you
had
create a charging station, but still
its
charge.
own nation, their own song,
Yes.
their own
So
everything.
basically,
You
from what
cannot
your
come to
objective,
America
you see that it's
expecting
worth,
to change that. There was
with
no
this
Jesus
grant
or
to get
God.
to,
There was more.
to truck
When
for
will
the
you
community.
accept that?
So
Once
with
you
this
accept
truck,
that,
you'll be
then
driving
you'll see
around town to help the low-income
these
areas.
people
Is that what
were
you're,
genocide.
Correct. Thank
the
you for that
purpose of
question.
In this time
So
and age,
our intention or
no
our
one
plan
should
is
be
for these two
homeless.
trucks.
No one should
for
be poor.
the
No one should be
public work
begging
yard.
for
That's for their
medical.
services that we provided within the
No one
disadvantaged
should be
community
dying
area.
right now. We
The
have so
second
many
one is will be
doctors. Why do we
used
have so many
for,
doctors,
the
so
City
many
Hall for
hospitals when
Public Works
we go
inspector.
anywhere
We're
else
gonna be
and they
going
don't
out
have
and
that?
looking at the condition of the street in those
We are
areas.
making
So those are the
ourselves
information
sick.
that we put on the grant that's mandated by
I
the
don't know
grant
where my kids
application
are
that
at.
we
I
have to
want
put
my
in.
kids. How is this healthy?
okay. Thank you. I appreciate
How is
that.
Britney Spears? What is she doing? How is that healthy?
I guess-
And they're saying
I
that
have a
she has a
question.
mental illness. She does not have a mental
Thank you,
illness.
for this,
People who are buying that
answers.
shit, people who are
Since we're
saying that,
limited
to
on
me,
funding on this, you have
fuck off.
140
You're-
total.
we're fighting
And one of
against
those
people
vehicles
like
you
you.
just mentioned was going to be for an inspector. have you looked into what is the most bang for your buck? Because
God people. That's all I'm saying. It's God people. It's God
pretty
people.
pricey.
God
Have you
people
thought
will
about
never
maybe having some
understand.
smaller electric vehicles, especially
They're
one being for an
narcissists.
inspector?
So therefore,
that we
yeah,
could
you
get
just can't. They're
more
pedophiles.
for that for our money.
Yes, we currently have 3 Chevy Bolt that we can do because the public works inspector is the person who actually travel a lot. So that
What
would
I
be
couldn't
better,
get
more
over
bang for the
too
buck
is that
using the
Frank,
electrical
my
truck.
ex-husband,
Because
dad,
we have to serve, we have to
Oscar,
show that we have to serve
he reminded me of
low-income
Joe,
and disadvantaged
Joseph
area, and where
Jackson. He
the
reminded me
position that will
of him, like a
do
fucking
that the
asshole.
most, provide that the most service.
Yeah, what I'm saying is instead of buying 1 or 2
Oh, you know, he
Ford
just looked like
F-150
him.
Lightnings, which is pretty
I
pricey,
hated
you
that.
get 3 of a smaller vehicle. Especially being an
Like
inspector
that
doesn't really
pit
need a
bull,
truck.
ugly face,
He's
a
not going to
dog
be carrying any
face.
tools in the back of the truck. So maybe a smaller
Yeah,
electric
like-
vehicle would be appropriate for a city inspector that's not going to be
He had an
carrying
entity
something
on
in the back
him,
of the truck
and
is what I'm asking.
We actually can right now. I mean, we can, but I think this
So,
application we are submitted
all
for
I know is that I
the 2
felt
lining
Frank's mom
trucks
had
that we put in right now. We can
her best
designate
interest
that truck
in me
for a
by
different
telling
positions
me.
that actually
She was actually
require
telling
to
me
put
what's
more tools
going
in the
on.
back.
Instead of just,
that we can move around, but as
like,
well those positions that's serving
she
the
could have done
low-income
it behind my
area.
back.
Is there a time limit that you need to get this done? You need to, if you were to change the vehicle
But
type, you would have
she
to
opened my
resubmit.
eyes to
I have to refer this to
see
Scott National, our superintendent,
that
who
there's
actually
witches out there
applied
that
for
do
this
dark,
application. But I think
evil,
if you do, then you have to
killing
go
magic
back to the
and
grant
sex magic.
folks and
So,
asking for that. I'm not sure that how long that's gonna
because
take
she
them to
did
do that,
that,
or even
she's
allow us to
the
do that.
only
Yeah,
witch
that's the
that I
question.
will
Is that
protect.
I don't know if
She's
Scott
the
can come up
only
here and
witch
put him
that
put him under the heat lamp,
I know that
and
was
he can answer
that
that
came to
question.
me, that I came to her, is because I had best interests. It's because
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's the question. Is it a situation where instead of buying 2 F-150 Lightnings, can we?
to me, I'm so grateful to met
increase
her
that
because
by
I would have.
3 vehicles,
That's the reason why I'm
smaller
clean,
vehicles
because she showed me
That,
how to
that
be
would be something
clean.
I have to go back to the grant and talk
Like
to them
how to
about.
actually
But
clean
usually
shit.
we've started working this in October.
Like I wouldn't know how to
and we had to
clean
get it done by a
things.
certain day, which I believe
Dusting.
was sometime in April.
Like you
So
have
I
to
think
dust
that
certain
time
times. You have to
is kinda
water
come
certain
already.
times. Like
But I
there's
would
a
have to probably
routine
go back to
going
the grant
on.
company and talk to them and see
Is
My
it
mom
something that
never
we're
had that. When I was growing
on
up,
time
never
that we
had
need to
that.
get this done?
a
So
little
as
bit,
soon
yes,
as I'm in middle
because
school,
the longer
I
we
see
wait, the more
her
expensive these
cleaning
vehicles do get.
routine. I see that. Oh my God, she has so much
Right
time
now,
in the
I'm working on
world,
the
and my mom's like, "Oh, I have to
2024
hurry up. I
model
have to
year
do
of a
this
Ford
and that." She's
Lightning.
rushing,
And
and her body's like
basically,
crap.
the price that they gave the city of Ontario,
And she's getting
they
fast
are going to
food.
basically give to us.
And
So
Frank's
the
mom
2025
never
model
got
years are
fast
coming
food.
out, and there's no telling
Rarely,
how much they will
rarely.
cost.
It's more food.
We
She
don't know
cooked
that
everything.
yet.
She cooked everything. And if it was fast food,
It's
it was
fine.
pizza.
So Scott,
Yes.
I think
okay,
Bryce-
last comment.
I think it was just pizza.
God?
I don't.
Jake, it seems
don't-
like
but
you
she cooked all her
guys,
food.
with this
She cooked all
truck,
her
it
food.
seems like
So
you're killing 3 birds
I
with
learned a
one
lot
stone.
from her.
So it's multitask, multi-use in the city. So I think it's worth the money, and plus you guys already processed the application. I know there will be a delay, but it seems like from what Jake is saying that you will use it for multiple tasks where you would need big truck to carry different things for like picking up homeless, stuff, to getting tools to different
1864.
locations to fix different area in the city. Is that what I'm hearing, Jake?
The one that we designated for the public works yard, that's what our intention. The other one, I
See,
think,
it's amazing how
Councilman
Amy
Manzo was
West is
talking
all
about is
all of a
the
sudden like
inspector.
she just
And the reason
started.
we
She knew
designated
exactly what
for
she
our
was
public
doing.
works inspector because that particular position that do go out
I watched her
a
from
lot,
doing
and
this,
using,
so it's
quite
really
a
funny
bit of
because I
mileage
seen
on
her
the
picture
vehicle as well
before
as serving the,
when I was
disadvantaged
first
area as well. So
when she was first
our
trying to run.
provide it to the grant applications, to meet their requirements and also show that
Yeah.
what we plan to do, because we cannot give it to another
Everybody that comes to
department or
America
position that doesn't apply
is
to
coming through greed.
anything that
Greed.
provides
Don't come
services
to
the
America if
disadvantaged
you're
area.
money
This is gonna
hungry
be for our
or you
neighborhood
want
pride,
fame.
Inspector, the serving
Don't come to
CDBG
America.
area.
America is
For the
not
public
for
works
greed.
inspector, that
America is not
actually
for
they cover
sale.
the entire city, but any, we
Don't
do
come
have
to
project
America,
in
go
the
back home.
CDBG area or low income area.
And if you come to America,
All right, thank you. Councilmember Nguyen?
Leave it
Yes, thank you, Mr.
better
Mayor. I
than
have a
when you
question
had
for
it when you
Jack.
got here.
It's a little bit confusing right now.
Say your
So
thanks.
we have to
Look at the
approve
trees.
an increase to
Clean
the
up a piece
revenue
of trash
budget
before you
for
leave.
140,000 and $430.
Because I
And
guarantee
then
you,
we have to approve
you
another
have dead people
$150,000.
watching you here.
What is that? Or we just approve the differences.
So, yes, so what it is, the total of 2 trucks is 150.
I miss you
Exactly.
We
boys.
got the voucher or the grant fund, $140,000.
I don't believe in Jesus and I don't believe in God.
So we only need just a difference, from the fleet,
WrestleMania.
what we call
Okay,
it, fleet budget,
aliens
or
keep
the motor
popping
pool
up,
equipment
so
replacement budget. Just a different, less than $10,000.
fuck yeah.
All right. I think we should make it clear right here, right?
Yeah, please.
So we really want to increase the revenue for the money coming in, so that's the 140,000. Then we're increasing the budget for the expenditure for
so
the 150,000. The rest of that will come from the fund that's available, I think, just in the balance. So we want to increase the revenue so we can get the money coming in, and then the expenditure. So the difference is what the city will pay, the $10,000.
All right.
Sometimes
And
when I get
that-
really, really upset,
to
and
come
really
out of
mad,
our general fund,
The
right?
equipment replacement fund.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, if there's no other question.
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
I would go in front of a mirror but do sideways like how I am.
And I
Sideways.
second it. I second it, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
And I would just think
Thank you. I have
of
a
what
motion
that
made
I
by
could do.
Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilwoman
What all
Fan
the things I
West.
could possibly
This is
do.
to approve an increase to
But
the
I'm not
revenue
looking
budget,
directly
account
in the
number
mirror. I'm thinking.
58000-34294.
But as I'm thinking, I'm also feeling
State
myself,
other
like,
in the amount of
the emotions.
$140,430.
And I'm also feeling, what if
and
I
approve
was
an increase to the
blind?
expenditure
How would
budget,
that feel?
account number
How would that look? How can I describe it?
58002-581400.
Because what I'm seeing, I'm not feeling. It
motor
doesn't
pool
match up.
equipment
So I
replacement
have to balance
in the
myself.
amount
So
of
when I'm doing this, I'm
$150,000.
balancing myself.
And approve the purchase
So
of 2
when
Ford
these fucking
F-150
people
Lightning
go, open
electric
your eyes when you're
pickup
talking
trucks
to
from
me, I'm
Trans West
fucking
Truck
listening
Center
to
of
you.
Fontana,
Shoot me as a
California,
fucking blind
in the
person. I
amount
don't
not to
fucking know how to
exceed
explain it.
$150,000. I'll go
Because
to
if I
call
say I
roll.
have autism,
Councilwoman
it's
Fan
just
West.
like, oh, you have
Fan
mental
West,
illness.
aye.
Then I don't. You're
Councilmember
not.
Monzo.
Do you say you don't
Councilmember
have?
Nguyen.
You're not
Yes.
medium or
Vice Mayor
psychic.
Ho.
Yes.
Or
And
even if I
Mayor
say
Nguyen.
Hioka,
Yes.
it doesn't fucking matter
Motion
because
carried
that
5-0.
fucking name just.
5.3, award of contract for Garden Road
It's
Boulevard
tainted
Street
now.
Improvement Project from Edwards
That's why I
Street
never had to. That's why I
Beach
never liked to
Boulevard,
use the word
project plan
Hioka. I would have
number
used it a long time ago. But I
2563.
wanted an elder say it to me. But now
Stop
it's
it, please.
fucking tainted.
So thank you, Mayor. So this is the
All I
project
know
to
is that
improve
I did
Garden Grove
things
Boulevard,
backwards, so.
pretty much picked up from where we have the complete street project from Edward all the way to Beach Boulevard. So there's a small section of that project that lies within the city of Garden Grove, and they're willing to join with us and pay the fair share of that amount. So this is budgeted for fiscal year 2022-23
Boulevard, they
and
care.
2023-2024. The staff
That's a
take
big chunk.
the plan and
That's a
specs
huge
for the
chunk.
council to approve in March 2013. We sent out to have an open
That's
bid.
like the
and
bowling
then
alley.
We received 4 bids, and basically it's
That's like the
less
bowling
than what's the
alley
engineering
to,
estimate. So this is you're looking at it to improve the pavement as well as the
The
medians.
bank.
Right now the medians that have
beach.
asphalt medians look very ugly and dirty. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove that asphalt, and we call it a rock blanket to make it look nicer and cleaner. And this is what you can see along the 405
They
where they
always
do
do
the
that shit.
improvement in our city. And that's pretty much all.
All right, thank
All
you.
the details.
Any questions?
Yes, I have a question, Mayor.
Please.
They put so much
So that what
wall
you
up.
just spoke about the medians is are you gonna have any drought tolerant planting on there as well, or just rock?
So this is a hardscape median, not a landscape median.
They covered up
What about any other
Westminster,
public right of way?
the high school Westminster. Why in the hell did they
Can
cover
you
up
talk a little
Westminster
bit
High
about
School
that?
for?
I
The whole
apologize, what is it?
reason why to
Public
go on the
right-of-way
405 freeway was to see the
street
mural of
sidewalks.
Westminster
Yes, so
representing
that's
your
also
in
covered
now
any
hometown of
sidewalk, any
Westminster,
broken
seeing the
curb gutter,
fucking
any wheelchair ramps that we need
high
to
school.
put in, that will be included
When I saw, I'm like,
within
what
the
the
project scope
fuck,
of
you
work.
guys? You just
Okay, that's all in there.
Now you have no
Motion to
high
approve.
school representing
Second.
your fucking city. That was a fucking
Motion is second
opportunity
on the floor.
right there.
Mayor, I just have a quick question.
Stupid.
Go ahead.
Even then,
Jake,
now I don't even.
know
I
the
still don't
name,
like that
the,
wall up there.
Company name, RJ Noble Company.
I still
very
believe
familiar
Westminster
to me.
High School needs
I'm
to
sure
be
we used them many times
a
before. Do you find
a
them to
triage
be
center.
responsible?
Just like Long
And,
Beach.
have you had any
All
problems with them
university
in the
needs to be a
past?
triage center.
They are one of the
It's gonna
good
happen.
contractors
It's
that
gonna
we have a
happen.
good
We
relationship
need
with.
more farming
They're very
land.
responsible. They attend to things that we ask them to do, not only on the plan but the specs and
These people
accommodate it to
came
the
here to
residents.
America
They're good contractors.
only for greed,
Yeah, they're
only for
RJ
money.
Noble. I mean,
They do not
the-
care
the
about
contractor that we typically
clean
receive,
food, clean
for our street
anything
improvements,
clean because they're dirty
those are good
themselves.
contractor, and
They
several
don't.
of
They're
them
not.
expressed
They don't
that
have
love to
family
work for the
values.
city of Westminster.
Well, that's good. I know because by the state law, we have to choose the one with the
No.
lowest bid, right?
No, you don't
So I
have
know
to.
that,
State law.
okay,
Why?
the lowest
Why
bidder
can't these? Why
and
can't the city
responsible.
stand
Okay,
up
that's-
for residents? We
that's good.
can't do this.
It's good
We
to know
need help.
because I know they're
There's
the
gotta be a
lowest,
better
That's
solution.
why they got chosen. But I just want to make sure that they're
So these
also
people can't do
good
it. They're
and
in my
responsible.
fucking way.
And
So that's what I
about,
did. I
in
knew
the
that these
past,
people
have they
couldn't do it.
always
It's corrupt.
used their
The
contingency?
police station. They bought these.
I know
These
there's
people bought
10% contingency, that's
the
kinda
Vietnamese
customary,
community
standard.
bought the police
Have
station.
they always, because sometimes they underbid everybody and then they use
They
all
make
the
they
word, like,
feed those pigs
100%
so well.
of their contingency, you know.
But my
Absolutely,
ancestor
that's a
said
good
keep
question.
doing it. They'll do it. They'll
Most of
do
the
it,
street
and then these
improvement
pigs become
projects,
fat and lazy.
Once
And
you
then what?
dig it out, the asphalt payment, there's a lot of unforeseen conditions. Typically,
Just like the
within
military, what the
10%
military's doing.
contingency that cover those
They
amounts.
feed them porn and all these drugs
A lot
and
of these
stuff like
contractors,
that.
they have the bid
Sex
item
is
already.
a drug. It's
For
addiction.
example, if we have anything that would
You
unforeseen
use
that,
it and abuse it. It's
that,
no different. It will
the
fucking
number
kill
is going
you.
to be go high, the quantity going to go higher, or
So
something
those sex
that,
parlors,
for example, we place additional sidewalk or adding,
these children, you rape a
additional curb
child.
gutter,
That child
we don't
now
have the bid
has
item,
that
so all we have
drug,
to do is just
that
increase the
poison,
quantity.
that disease.
And anything outside of
That's
those
not
bid
fair
items
to that
is all we
child.
negotiate
That
back and
child
forth
was
between
given that
the project
disease.
manager
That child
and the
did not ask
contractor,
for that.
on if we
These
disagree
sex
with the
parlors
price,
did
and there's a lot
not
of time we
need
disagree
to
with the
be
price,
there.
we can go call a force account, which means time and materials. So, for example, that work wasn't covered within the scope of work. They will come out with a crew. We count how many staff members there and how many hours they spend to do the work and what kind of equipment they do. So we log all of those and we pay them by time and materials.
I understand on the ones that are not a bid order, on the bid order. But, you know, the 10% contingency is
It's a
really
waste of
on
money.
the bid order, right? Because anything
doesn't
that
make
wasn't
sense.
bidded on, you know, that's totally
I
understandable.
don't even
that
understand
they
my
have to,
own case,
charge
my own
you
kid's
or,
case. I don't.
you know,
I just know
kind
what
of
free is.
Still have to come up with a cost for that, and then you
I'm a
negotiate
real
back
person,
and forth.
and I know
But
this
the
is fake.
10% contingency is
Money
based
is
on
fake.
what was already on their bid, right? What they bidded for. Is
Correct.
that right?
And well, what
Go
they
home,
bid
go to
and
your
what
family, go to your
unforeseen
loved ones.
condition out there.
Yeah.
For example, if you go out and you hit a soft area, which doesn't mean they have to dig it out further. That doesn't have.
So I'm
the
getting
scope
ready
of
for the
work
next
not
meeting.
having that item. So we have
Today
to negotiate
is
with them on that. So that
5:08.
10% typically
Yay.
cover those unforeseen areas
you later.
as well.
Okay. What's important to me is that you find they are good and responsible. So thank you very much.
All right. We have a motion and second on the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a motion made by Mayor Nguyen, seconded by Councilmember Monzo. This is to approve the award of contract to the lowest and responsible bidder in the amount of $2,393,844.50 to RJ Noble Company, and that all other bids be rejected, and authorize a 10% contingency in the amount of $239,384.45 for potential change orders, and authorize the city manager to execute the contract on behalf of the city in a form approved by the city attorney. I'll go to call roll. Councilwoman Fan West.
Fan West,